up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. You can call me Captain Jangle if you'd like, or just Ciotti. That works too. Welcome to something or other Sunday. What is it? Sunday Q&A. BQE Rip Squeak number 3 going together over here. It's starting to look like a quad again. And we're going to be putting these unknown, brand new Xing 1504 3900 kV motors on it. Audio is a bit robot-y. God damn it. Hang on. Let me restart OBS. I'll be right back. Unless it's better now. It's better now? Strange. Very, very strange. In the chat, Frank Nicholas was first. CiottiFPV was next. Richard, Paul McDonald, Robin Duckett, GemFan Hobby is here. Kevin Sumner, Dylan Merck, Trent Pettyjohn, Win Jumble FPV, Jory FPV, June Loco, Paul McDonald again, Enema, Ismail, Richard again, Paul McDonald again, Robin Duckett again, Martin Wynn, Gary Higgins, Frank Nicholas again, June Loco, Super Deluxe is here. Everybody go subscribe to Super Deluxe or I'll beat you with a hammer. Ram Donko, S Grace, Martin Wynn, Remy Tim, what's up Daniel, T-Bird FPV, what's up Tyler, a bunch of repeats, Family Guyver, Alan Fields, DJ FPV, Athix is here, Family Guyver again, Stevo43068, Tweet FPV, what's up Dan, how are you man? Go subscribe to Tweet FPV as well or I'll attack you all. Alright, I'm gonna stop there. If you want the gangliest of ganglies to read your name, you gotta get in early, you gotta say something. If you'd like to talk directly to me, all you need to do is type CiottiFPV. You can just type it like this, it'll light up an orange for me, or you can put an @ in front of it, it'll still light up an orange for me. You guys can do that to each other too. If you want to get somebody in the chat's attention, just type their name, make sure you spell it right, and for them, it'll light up an orange. Or you can do a super chat, which a couple beautiful bastards have done so far. Let's jump down here and take a look at the super chats. Enema with a $4.99 super chat. Enema, what's the... I can't believe I'm about to ask this, but Enema, what's the story with your name? Don't tell me the definition. I'm wondering why your name is Enema. If there's a story, if you just like the word Enema, that's cool too. Super Deluxe with a $42 super chat. Holy shit, Super, thank you for the support. He says, let's race your Mazda versus my O2 WRX Bug-Eye. My Mazda Miata is probably just gone forever. It's at this shop forever. I've kind of given up hope. The blue Mazda that you just saw is my ex-wife's Mazda 2, which oddly enough I am going to be buying from her soon. If you're ever in the area, man, let's absolutely go up into the Appalachian Mountains and hit some really fun roads. They're just an absolute blast. Absolute blast. Put as much camber on your front end as you can and as little as you can in the rear to try to get that understeery WRX to rotate up in the mountains would be my my recommendation. Although typically you can't get I've helped folks with WRXs try to get them to rotate for many years back in my autocross days. And typically they won't. Typically you have to run like staggered tire, wider front tires than rears and all kinds of other ridiculous things to get them to rotate. It's just not a chassis that likes to rotate on asphalt. On dirt, sure, but dirt events are infinitely more expensive. Rallycross and the like. But enough about cars, this is an FPV stream, damn it. CMYKFPV tagged me and said happy Sunday. Robin Duckett tagged me and said, ayo. Gary Higgins says, what's up? Frank Nicholas dropping the link to CiottiFPV.com. Thank you, Frank. Super Deluxe says, play the A-roll dive. The crazy dive is on the Patreon specific playlist. I've got a playlist over on YouTube with, I think, 100. I think that video makes 100. Unreleased, raw rips, all kinds of stuff that's like not finished. So for $3 whole a month, you can join my Patreon and get access to that playlist over on YouTube. Super Deluxe is referencing a dive that I shouldn't have done. I swear to God, the gap was like this wide. I mean, it was just infinitely tight. That's what she said. So yeah, join my Patreon, and one of the first posts is a link to that ridiculous dive in Greenville that I did not once, but twice. So yeah, go check that out, especially if you're a patron already. You have access to that playlist. Gem Fan Hobby calling out the non-existent OnlyFans page. T-Bird FPV says, just wanted to say hey before I head to bed. Working nights this week. Hope you have a good one. Thank you, T-Bird. Hope you have a good week as well, my friend. Family Guyver says, what's up, collective? Little bit of Tweet FPV saying, yo, what's up, CiottiFPV and the rest of the collective. And Super Deluxe says, the mod's looking sweet. You black out the logos? I did. I plasti dipped them. Plasti dipping anything on the front of the car that's going to get banged up by rocks, you want to plasti dip. If you just paint it, if you clear coat it thick enough, it might survive, but usually if you just use regular paint on anything on the front of the car, it's going to chip up from the rocks. Specifically on the racetrack, you get absolutely hammered by rocks at the racetrack. So yeah, plasti dip is always the answer, and it looks great. Super Deluxe says audio is fine now. Remy Tim says audio is fine. Thank you, guys. DJ FPV says what's up. Ram Donko says, if Harry is safe, I dare you to do a tour of Ludwig Miles van der Rohe buildings. Challenge, stream was loud and clear, get me a beer. What are those buildings, Ram Donko? Is that somewhere here in Atlanta, I guess? There are the two super chats by two wonderful people, Enema and Super Deluxe. Gem Fan Hobby says, Super Deluxe, support my dude, CiottiFPV here. Super Deluxe says, AC delete on my O2. Yeah, same with my Miata. It actually came with the air conditioning deleted, and putting it back in is just impossible. Not impossible, but it's a pain in the ass. Graham P says, everything normal. Live in HD, loud and clear here in the UK. Very cool, Graham. Super Deluxe says, I just throw it into the turn harder than most on hard tires. I can drift it, but it helps on wet asphalt. Yeah, when traction is limited, they will rotate. But when traction is not limited, it's really difficult to get them to kind of move around and dance a little bit. It's one of the things that... it's one of the reasons why I prefer Evos over WRXs. The chassis dynamics just allow them to rotate a lot better. And with an all-wheel drive car, if you can get an all-wheel drive car to rotate, my God, can you rip them through corners. There were a couple of Evos in my region that were well-built enough to have enough front axle grip to get a little bit of rotation. And I used to love instructor driving those cars. They were very, very fun. I typically couldn't outrun the drivers because with an all-wheel drive car, you have to really commit and you have to really hurl it into the corner on rotation, which I would do. I'd be able to do that on a couple of corners, but like through slaloms, I wouldn't have the bravery to do that with somebody else's car. And on like really fast corners, I wouldn't necessarily want to do that with somebody else's car, but everywhere else, it was kind of fun. Yeah, all-wheel drive's interesting. You just got to get it. You got to get it working for you, which on some platforms takes a lot more work than others. Ramdago says Dallas. Okay, gotcha. Wait, Vandero Buildings, Dallas intro. Where are they in Dallas, Ram? Michael Blade says, "Hey, CiottiFPV, happy Sunday fun day." Indeed, Michael. I might actually go fly after this. I doubt it. I'm a little exhausted, if I'm honest. So I might actually just take a nap instead of flying after this. I get a bunch of Cinewhoop flying during the week lately, and some 5-inch stuff on gigs. So I'm still flying. Yeah, it's tough to find time to fly for fun. The time that I used to spend flying for fun, I'm now spending flying on gigs, which is really, really fun. And having a subject is an absolute blast. So I still get flying in. I just don't do many flippy floppies and empty parking lots anymore, which is totally cool. Superlux says, "How dare you? I fear no Evo." Yeah, man. Matthew Vega is getting sporadic RX loss in OSD despite having RSSI and LQ numbers, flying very close with no obstacles. What does this mean? Where do I start troubleshooting? Hope all is well. If that's happening when you're flying real close to yourself, it's kind of normal. Yeah, especially. So the thing to look out for, if you get RX loss and you get a micro failsafe, which is basically like a stutter, then you want to like figure out what the hell's going on. But if you just get RX loss, oh, the quad falls out of the sky. But it's only happening in close. That's weird. I'm actually having some failsafe issues on Crossfire right now, which I think is my module. I think the module is dying. Patrick P. Richard Scott, one of the local guys, he had a micro that after a year or so started to fail, and that's about how long. I've gotten a little bit more life out of my Crossfire micro. So it's, I mean, and TBS has like a lot of TBS stuff, like it works for a while and then it just slowly degrades and then they fail over time. I don't know what. My guess is that they're just pushing their gear to the absolute limits of what's possible, so it's, you know, when you run something in the red, it's gonna typically slowly fail. With electronic components, that's supposed to go out the window, right? Like electronic components are supposed to just kind of last forever, but then you start smacking them into concrete walls at 1,000 miles an hour. And or getting them really hot, right? Like TBS stuff is well known to run really hot. It's one of the reasons that I chose to go with Immersion RC Tramps as my VTX of choice way back when. You can run them without an antenna on them and they're just totally fine. They thermally, they manage heat a lot better than TBS stuff. So yeah, I would check antenna first. Antenna is always the first thing you want to check. And then check wiring, of course. I mean, that's, you probably already have. And then, I mean, I really doubt that a Crossfire Nano is ever going to fail. They don't get hot. They don't, like, run. So I would, at that point, look at the module. Definitely check. So one thing that can happen is SMAs get dirty. So check your SMA port, the male and the female. Get a Q-tip up in there, clean that all out, and see if that helps. That would actually be the first thing that I would do. And then check for damaged antennas, and then see if somebody else near you has a Crossfire module that you can bind up to, and see if that helps it out a little bit. So that would be my troubleshooting path on that. Remy Tim says, that's what you get for running your Crossfire at max power the whole time, when you never need more than 25 milliwatt. Yeah, could be. Could totally be that. Brandon's Baked Beans is here. Let's do some work on the Rip Squeak. I'm caught up on the chat already. This is a Q&A stream. Oh, hey, yeah. This is my full-time job. If you want to support me on this crazy adventure, head on over to CiottiFPV.com. There's a million cool things going on over there. This is what it looks like. Patreon helps me out the most, and it gets you a ton of really cool benefits. Access to the Discord server, audio versions of all the live streams, all kinds of good stuff going on the Patreon page for $3 whole a month. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, and it might not really help me all that much, but I can't even explain to you how much it helps me. Patreon is the closest thing that I've got to a paycheck. So the more you guys that join it, the more, yeah, I can continue to do these live streams. As the cinematics, I mean, I'll be real honest with you guys. If the cinematic stuff keeps picking up the way it is picking up, there's a chance I'll have to back off on the live streams a little bit. I make, yeah, it's, but we'll see. I'm always going to do the Sundays, the Mondays, probably always do the Wednesdays. I just might at some point need to bail on the Friday live streams. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. The more people that are in the Patreon, though, and the more of my budget, right, comes from Patreon, the more emphasis is on, like, hey, keep live streaming, dummy. So that's, but, hey. YouTube and Instagram links. Etsy's got a bunch of cool shit. Fiverr's got a bunch of cool stuff. Teespring has a bunch of cool nonsense. FPV Exchange is just a really cool website. Here's a bunch of my affiliate links. If you use bookmarks to any of these websites, if you switch your bookmark for my affiliate link, you won't have to remember to hit these. But if you're ever doing an order on any of these sites and you hit my affiliate link before you check out, I'll get 1 to 6% of your total cart purchase. You can still use coupon codes and all that good stuff. FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, God's website, FPV Crate, Banggood, ND filters on Camera Butter, and AliExpress. This is what the Etsy store looks like. Some cool stickers, some cool hardware. This is what the Fiverr store looks like. I'm doing flight instruction, flight coaching. If you want to fly a little bit better, I can definitely help you out. I'm doing tuning. If you want your rigs to still be able to crash like crazy but not have prop wash, I can help you out there. And then this down here is build planning, so that you stop buying components that catch on fire. Remy Tim is doing FPV mentoring, getting people up in the air, keeping them up in the air, asking all those technical questions. And then Finn FPV is doing video editing. This is the Teespring store. For some reason, the new stuff got pushed to the bottom. I gotta fix that. But this is the new artwork that CMYK did. I absolutely love it. He also did this new logo down here, which is on the back. Lots of cool shit over on Teespring. And then here's FPV Exchange. This is my little corner of FPV Exchange. If you're not on there, you should be. You're only hurting yourself. So join up on FPV Exchange, or I will attack you. Ramdanko says, just head about the old Nona's got the ground in the... Wait, what? Just head about the old Nona's got the ground in the wrong, not the square... What? Do these things have batch numbers? Sometimes they do. Super Deluxe says, what steals horsepower in his Lotus? I know you asked him. It's fairly stock. Whatever they make stock plus like 10 or so for the exhaust. Probably a little bit less than that. Ramdanko says, FUK and Film IT. No. I think. I don't know. Gem Fan Hobby says, what about the nip picks? They don't exist. Don't tell people. That's just for you. Hey, there we go. Tweet FPV reaching out to CMYK FPV for some graphic design. Get him, CMYK. Yeah, if you guys need graphic design and you hire anyone other than CMYK, I'm going to kill you. So, you know. Deshaun says, what's better, ICM 2062 or MPU 6000 gyro? MPU 6000 for sure. MPU 6000 is probably the best gyro that we will ever get for our specific quads, for our specific for the amount of vibrations that we get, for the fact that 8K is all of the gyro resolution that we need. Anything beyond 8K is just wasted data. That's been proven time and time again. Don't listen to what Flight 1 says. Preston Garrison is the only person in the entire FPV industry that thinks that more than 8K is a good thing. Literally, every single other person that's ever been involved in FPV believes otherwise and has proven otherwise. So, yeah, MPU 6000. It's a real shame that it's been discontinued because, yeah, we will probably never get another gyro that's better than that. The hardware filtering that's built in, the fact that it's 8K only, like there's a lot of things that really make that gyro so much better than any of the ICMs, any of the 32K gyros, basically. KVFPV says, know anyone who wants to buy a bind and fly Crossfire Cinerat? I don't fly mine anymore since I got my Cinesplorer. I don't, KVFPV. The Cinerat has kind of gotten a bad publicity. A lot of people say it's really kind of impossible to tune because the arms are too wobbly. That's just what I've heard. But there are an unbelievable number of steel fanboys, so I guarantee you if you throw it up on FPV Exchange, somebody will buy it. So I would just do that. Yella, I think that's how it's pronounced. It's been a while. What's up, Yella Captain? Cool. Back to work. No, beginning work. Beginning some work. So I threw the arms on off the stream. I threw the camera mounts on. We just got to get the actual camera mounted up. I fucking hurt my shoulder yesterday working out too. I'm not super happy about that. So if you see me moving my shoulder around, that's what's going on there. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's good to feel. It's good to become stronger. It feels good. So I need 4 little M2 screws for this little camera mount here, and I think these are 1 millimeter too long. But let me take a quick look. No, they're not. They're perfect. Terrific. All right. Didn't need to get this out. KVFPV says 350 Canadian doll hairs. LOL. Yay! Look at that. Perfect pronunciation. Very cool. Super Deluxe says, if I send you some nice purple spray paint, will you paint your carbon with it? You know, Super, I've gone down the painting carbon fiber path. I got this $20 a can purple color shift. Beautiful spray paint a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I painted a frame with it, and it was really cool looking for about 10 minutes before I started crashing it, and this spray paint all just started chipping off, and it kind of like got fucking all over the place, and it's kind of more trouble than it was worth, if I'm completely honest. And these screws are too long. I thought they looked too long. So I probably wouldn't, but is it some kind of fancy purple, or you gotta use nice graffiti spray paint? Really? Is that the key? Is graffiti spray paint like flexible or something? Alright, so what are these? These guys are probably M2x5s. Let's see. Man, I should not be able to call that out like that. That is not good news, to be able to just look at a screw and say, oh yeah, that's 5 millimeters long, not 4 millimeters. Yep, they're M2x5s, alright. So I need M2x4s, which are right next door here. So let me see if I can get 4 that are somewhat matchy-matchy. Oh, well, you know what? There's some titanium ones in here. And I'm putting all titanium hardware on this rig, so I might as well go all the way in. And I'll even use titanium M2s, it's really stupid because there's little to no weight savings on an M2, on titanium M2 hardware, but hey, what the hell. I have it, might as well use it. Why is it really not M1.5? Wow, it's not M1.5, so that shit ain't happen. These are like M1.3, I guess, so fuck you. Not playing that game. Sorry, you can be as titanium as you want. You ain't coming along for the ride on this quad. Crod. Oh god, come on. Alright, so this is the right length. Let me just see if I can get 4 that look somewhat similar, because I'm a neurotic mess. And when I have mismatching hardware, it bothers me. It really does. That's an M2x5. You go over there. Yeah, it really bugs me. It's hey, there's 2 that match. Okay, so you 2 little guys go there. Oh, these 2 don't match. It's important, you know. You gotta be crazy sometimes. It's okay to be crazy. Cop to it. It's all good. Come on, man. Why are they all different? I've got about 10 seconds more patience for this, and then 2 of them are just going to look different. There we go. I found 2. These 2 are the same. Crazy Man builds quad. Here we go. 1,000 Shades of Purple. 1,000 Shades of Purple, my title of my sex tape. What do you think about that? Oh man, that's disgusting. That is horrifying. Well, these are still too long, but that's what she said. No, these are still too long, but it actually doesn't matter because it's a dual screw mount. So I can crank them all the way in to where they bury on the in the brass insert, and then it'll be totally fine. Yeah, see, look at that. That's awesome. Man, this 2-screw mount, I didn't love for a while that the Runcam Hybrid has a 2-screw setup, but now with a 2-screw mount, it's actually really nice, because the mount sets the up tilt, so I know what the up tilt is, which is 30, and then I don't really need to worry about having the exact right length hardware, and I don't need to worry about the hardware backing out either. So yeah, that's pretty fantastic. So we got this all happy and set here. We got a little bit of this in here. Just gotta make sure this doesn't want to come out the side here. I can maybe run it around the side of this thing, I'll betcha. Let's see. Always take like a couple of seconds to just look at the wires and try to imagine how they would sneak out the side and get into the propellers. If there's any chance for your wires to sneak out the side and get into the props, try to like manage them a little bit better, because that's not going to be a good day if that happens. So yeah, take a couple of minutes and look at how your wiring is run, and get it all locked down before you maiden yo shit, because if you put it up on the maiden and the camera wire gets pulled out into the props, the little bit of time that you saved, you know, half-assing that is going to be grossly offset by the repair that you have to do. The inevitable repair. Ramdonko says, what CA are you shoving in there? CA. CA. Camera? This is a Runcam Hybrid. If that's what you meant by CA. Okay, so we've got our VTX here, which of course is an Eachine Nano. We've got a Runcam Nano here, a Crossfire Nano here, which I'm going to put downwards, I think, right behind this guy. And then I just got to figure out what I'm going to do with the Immortal T. The Mini Mortal T, I should say. So let's get that straightened out right now. We're going to clip the Mini Mortal T in here, and then we're going to shrimp wrap the entire Crossfire Nano to give it a little protection and to just kind of keep everything together, all neat and tidy like. Okay, come on, get on there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to feed this through here. Well, before I shrimp wrap it, last time I was wishing that I'd run the cable up through the, oh, but see, then I just ended up running it. Let me look at the other one that I just built to see what the hell I did with the to see what I did with the Immortal T, because it ended up working out pretty good. Okay, so I just put it in the back there, and I just ran that guy up and over. But see, I actually don't love the way that that's mounted. It kind of puts a weird amount of stress on this thing. I did kind of want to find a better way. So, Mini Mortal T. Where can I put you, little buddy? Can't believe I'm going through this again. You know what? Maybe on this rig, I'll do what I said I was going to do on the other one and just put it on the standoff. Just zip tie it to one of these standoffs. Let me see how that would. Let me see how I would route it to do that. So it's going to be sitting back here. I could. That's going to be running downwards on this side. So then I could just kind of come up and go over. So that guy's going to be standing like that. And I mean, the only problem is every time I land, this thing is going to get the shit beat out of it. I guess technically I could zip tie it to the top plate here. I'm sorry, to the TPU VTX antenna holder. Or I could. Let me do this. Let me remove this, and I am going to run it up through the little hole in this TPU and see what that'll let me do. Oh, but see, the problem then is it's got to go up and then down because this thing is going to be shrink wrapped. So I don't necessarily want that. You know, I think I'm going to end up putting it on the back just like I did on the other one. I think I'm going to basically just do the exact same thing. And just put it on the back of this guy with two little zip ties. Because it's out nice and far, it's stable enough, it's really not going to take any abuse. And then I'll just make sure I mount it the other way around. Mount it like this. So that it's not pulling the wire off of the PCB thing there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So that means I need to just kick this TPU up a little bit, sneak the UFL in there, and sneak this guy over in the middle, and I just need to rotate this thing. What the hell's going on here? Get in there. There we go. Okay, so I just need to rotate it like that, and then, yeah, there we go. So that's what I'm going to do. So that'll just kind of sandwich up in there, and all will be right with the world. I mean, I can kind of just let it friction fit in there. It fits in there so good. But I won't. I'll get a couple zip ties on it just to be... Well, maybe I won't run zip ties on this one. Maybe this one I leave friction fit, and the other one I leave with the zip ties, and we'll see which one holds up better. So at this point, I need to shrimp wrap. Yeah, I'll have enough space. It'll be okay. All right, so let me just get this plugged back in here. Well, IPEX or UFL, whatever the fuck it is. I forget. I think it's IPEX. Okay, so that's on there and nice and happy. Let me actually move this TPU up. I'm gonna put this shrimp wrap on while this thing is a little bit more free of the frame and whatnot. Lead Fingers yet? Lead Fingers says, have you tried out ELRS yet? I have not. I run my PP or EP2 RX with the ceramic antenna, literally double-sided tape to the top of my FPV camera, and the LQ is fire. Nice, Lead. That's awesome, man. That would never survive for me. That would break like on the first battery, but that's a pretty cool little setup. Frank Nicholas dropping the link to CiottiFPV.com. Thank you, dude. And cool. We're good to go. Super Deluxe says mid-frame, middle, bottom mount Immortal T. The foam will protect it. So this is a mini Mortal T with a really tiny little cable on it, so it wouldn't reach. I wouldn't be able to do that because it doesn't have enough. It doesn't have enough length on the antenna, which is fine. I actually really prefer to run them in the back, so that it's as high up as possible, and it's also as far away from the carbon as possible, just to get a little bit more signal strength. The mini Mortal Ts are kind of notorious for not having the best signal strength, so I try to do everything I can to give them as much of a shot as possible. So let's get some shrimp wrap going on here. This one's a little too big. That one's going to be a little too small. Let's see what I have in my kit. That's too big as well. This is just right, isn't it? Yep, this is the one. Cool. And I'm actually going to leave this out. Come on, get in there. Get in there. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. How much do I need? Just about that much. All right. Let's get this going, and then we'll solder these motors on. That'll pretty much be it. We are pretty much there with this build, which is very exciting. Joshua actually messaged me the other day asking what I thought about these 1504 motors, and I was like, I don't have any thoughts yet, but I will very soon, in the middle of a build with them. So I'm doubly looking forward to getting these motors up in the air and sending Joshua a flight video so that he can see my thoughts on them. Let's go torch. All right. And this side as well. Ah! Got it too hot and split. Stupid, stupid, stupid. It's hard to tell with the torch exactly how much heat you're putting into it. But it's fun to play with fire, so it's well worth it. All right, here we go. Let's try this one more time. All right, and there we go. I'll use the trusty purple lighter this time. Okay, there we go. Terrific. I'm actually gonna leave the top a little bit big. Ricardo says, do you think 1103 12,000 kV on 2S could smoothly carry around a go-to cam? I mean, smoothness has to do with the specific motors and whether or not they're coggy or not. So yeah, that's got nothing to do with motor size. motor size is going to have an impact on how much horsepower you have left. I mean, 1102s will, I'm sorry, 1103s, I'm sure they'll pick up an Insta360 Go 2, but I don't think there's going to be much performance left after picking up a 26 gram camera, to be honest, depending on the rest of the build, right? If the rest of the build is really, really lightweight, it might not be as bad. But, yeah, I mean, I would, so, like, for example, my Insta360 Go setup, my Insta360 Go 2 carrying setup is on 1505s. So, yeah, I would not want to fly a rig that was on 1103s that's being designed to carry an Insta360 Go 2. But I'm looking for like full-blown freestyle characteristics out of my builds. So yeah, if you're just looking for the build to be like really quiet, for example, then the 1103s might be a good bet. So yeah, it kind of depends on what you're looking for, but yeah, specifically you specifically called out smoothness. And yeah, 1103, 1104, it doesn't matter. The construction of the motor is gonna be the only thing that affects smoothness, not the motor size itself. So yeah, that's kind of what I think about that. And I forgot to put an extra piece of shrink wrap on this VTX antenna, of course, because I always do. So nothing new there. Let me see if I can get this Immortal T kind of dropped down and ready to go here. This VTX is kind of getting all fucked up in the game for some reason. Oh, I see why. Okay. So now that's down and ready to go. So yeah, I think an 1103 is going to be at its wit's end, so to speak, trying to pick up a 26 gram camera, again, depending on the rest of the builds. But that would probably be like the lightest weight way of carrying around an Insta360 Go 2, and the quietest way, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool little build. So yeah, that's what I think about that. Yeah, I'm not gonna just let this sit like this. It's gonna get effed up if I just let it, because it's gonna rotate up into the props, I'll bet. So I am gonna get a couple of zip ties on this guy. So this is pretty much how we're gonna run the ass end of this thing. Do I have enough slack on the video cables? Yeah, it looks like it. Hold on. Which of these is tight? It's the voltage cable that's kind of tight. I'm gonna reroute this. I'm gonna route this the other way. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want the antenna to go under the wires. There we go. Or not under. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Yeah. Now that red cable is a lot less pulled tight. Okay, so there's our little communications package in the ass end of this thing. I'm going to use one big zip tie to pull it in between the rear standoffs here. Let's do that now. And what's this build? Got a bunch of purple? Do a purple zip tie. Alright, so let's just put this guy through here. Okay. This is one of the simplest and easiest ways that I've found of securing your VTX and receiver in the rear of one of these micros. It just kind of works. It's not fancy. It's not custom 3D printed. but it's replaceable. It's easily serviceable. You can just cut it off without feeling bad. And yeah, it just kind of works. It just works. I'm not going to crank it down until the top plate is on, though. Well, I can get it good. I can get it pretty close. So when you're doing this, just kind of keep an eye on these cables. Make sure none of them go tight, because you're going to be pulling it. You're going to be pulling this stuff around a little bit. And just kind of keep moving it around. If you just kind of keep poking at it, you'll know if some of the wires become tight. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. This guy can go off to the side there. This guy can just sort of hang out. Actually, no, we're going to push that down a little bit like that. And just try to get this a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's feeling better. I think that's where I want it. Maybe one more little click. Nah, it's pretty tight already. Let's leave it there. Okay. Whew. Got a little mini heart attack. Superlux says, see the FPV throne? I posted a video on YouTube on Friday. True FPV innovation. I did, Superlux. That shit's crazy with the big long joystick. Ramdanko says, tweet FPV and Ciotti. Hot air guns rule. Correct nozzle. Made up shield ballos. Good one cost me more than a paint stripper. Yeah, everybody always tells me I need to get a hot air gun instead of using lighters and torches for shrimp wrap, but I don't use shrimp wrap often enough, and hot air guns are kind of big, and they only really have that one use. I mean, they do have other uses, but I'm perfectly happy with a lighter and or a torch to shrimp wrap some stuff up. It works for me. And it's one less tool. If I always try to like not have, it's just such a pain in the ass. Like when you go to move, like tools are heavy as shit and they're super annoying. And I try to not have lots and lots and lots of tools around. So someday I'll get a heat gun though, because I'll need it for like some other use. But for FPV, I'm totally fine with lighters and torches and shit like that. And plus then I get to play with fire like an 8-year-old. Nothing wrong with that. So this is looking pretty good. I'm just kind of scooching these guys around a little bit to make sure that there's no way that they can kind of pop out of here mid-flight. Haven't had that happen yet, but I don't plan on allowing it to happen. So let's take a second to kind of move these things around, make sure everybody's happy. Alright, that's looking really good. This guy is kind of pissing me off right now, if I'm honest. I think I'm actually going to move this back to the other side. No, because then it's going to try to come out. I think I'm actually going to leave this. I think once the top plate is on, it's going to be totally fine. Let me actually check that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be totally fine. Plenty of room. Cool. So that's pretty much what it's going to look like. Let's get these motors on here. Let's stop fucking around and get these motors. Oh, why is this so short? What the hell is that about? Why is that sitting? Jesus. Man, that's a little on the short side, but we're going to go with it. I think it's just about perfect, to be honest. Thanks for hanging out, Trent. What else we got? True FPV innovation, he says. So good. It's like nothing left to innovate in FPV. Sometimes it seems. Is FPV dying? Ooh. No, it's not. It's just not as nuts as it was a couple years ago. That's okay. It was a shit show a couple years ago. It's cool that it's spun down a little bit. Plenty of room for all of us. All right. So, man, I got these fucking wires really short for some reason. Whatever. It's gonna be fine. All this VHB is disgusting. So I need to put fresh VHB on here. So these are Flywoo LED race wires. These are the only 15 millimeter long LED race wires that I've been able to find that'll take 4S, 5S, 6S voltage. They are 9 by 15, 9 millimeters wide, 15 millimeters long. You can only buy them direct from Flywoo. It's kind of annoying, but their shipping is actually kind of quick, so it's not the end of the world. Let's get some fresh VHB on them, and then we will get the motors stuck down to them. And by stuck down to them, I mean soldered to them. Soldered to them. Brandon's Baked Bean says, dude, Flywoo's got some good shit. They do. They have the best M2 hardware kit I've ever seen, but it's forever sold out. I've never seen it in stock before, which is annoying. Because all the M2 hardware kits out there are garbage, and I would love to have one that I could recommend. Really? You're gonna do that? You're gonna do me like that, VHB? No, we're good. We're good. Okay. So this is gonna go all the way up here. Get on there. Okay. Got some more VHB here. Okay. Hang on a second, guys. Let me go, I gotta go hit a button on the laptop. Hopefully it doesn't... I gotta get some files transferring. Hopefully it doesn't fuck the stream up. But do me a favor. Pay attention to the quality of the stream. If it goes to hell in a second, I'm gonna have to pause this, this transfer. But yeah, hold on a second. I'll be right back. I just have to go out to the living room, though. I don't have to go far. Be right back. Here's something to watch. Real quick, like. Be right back. So pissed that rig was banged up that day. There's a bunch of jelly. You guys probably can't see it, but so the transfer hasn't stopped yet, or the transfer hasn't started yet, but it will in a minute. So let me know if the stream goes to hell. Remy Tim says, I don't know if you saw my comment above. You should buy heat shrink intended for lithium ion cells if you want colored PVC shrimpy wrap. Nice. I usually stick with the clear shrimp wrap. Sorry, I stick with the clear shrimp wrap so I can see what the hell's going on inside. But that's cool. I didn't know that heat shrink intended for lithium ion cells. LIION shrimp wrap. Huh. Google can't find shrimp wrap. That's weird. Huh. U-line shrink tubing for lithium ion. Look at that. Very cool. Very cool. All right, back to work. Great. Keystrokes are down. Thanks, OBS. Ricardo says the footage we've seen on that construction yard was filmed with which cam? That's all 5-inch session 5 stuff. Frank Nicholas says Lyo cell shrink wrap is what's used on the battery packs you buy. That doesn't make sense. So it's the yeah, when Remy Tim said PVC, that tipped me off to that. It's the crinkly stuff for anybody that doesn't know. Yeah, Ricardo, that's a full fat 5-inch freestyle rig with a session 5. And that's a spot that'll pretty much never be flown again. That was deep in the pandemic, super lockdown, and Steele and I only got like 2 or 3 batteries in before we even got kicked out. It just wouldn't be a safe spot to fly in any time other than lockdown. So yeah, maybe on. God damn it! Hold on, let me restart OBS. If I have to, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's after 4 o'clock already. It's fine. Hitting all the wrong goddamn buttons. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, again, guys, let me know if the stream goes to shit. Let me know if the stream goes tits up, as they say. Tits McGillicuddy. And your host tonight, Tits McGillicuddy. That's me. So we're going to do motor number 3 here first. Let's get it in its happy little home. And we're going to notch one of these motor wires. And then I'm going to use that to cut the other 3. With your host, Tits McGillicuddy. Who knows what movie that's from? If somebody doesn't know what movie that's from, the stream is over and I'm never streaming again. Just calling it now. I will be so disappointed that I will just have to shut this whole shit down. So, somebody better type that shit into Google if nobody's gotten it right in the next minute or so. But I'm sure that a dozen of you guys will know what that's from. That's not a hard movie quote. I wish I could remember the other teleprompter. There we go. Rabox got it. I wish I could remember the. Tim says bye. I wish I could remember the other teleprompter gags that they did. Oh, I do. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. My name's Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. Why would you do that, Ron? Why? Why? Why, Ron? Why? I love you. Okay. So, I'm just gonna ultra half-ass this. This might bite me in the balls doing it this half-assed, but we're gonna give it a quick try. I'm just gonna, I didn't turn the soldering iron on or anything. I'm gonna try to tin these while it's just perilously sitting on this arm end. You poop mouth, you poop out your mouth! Good call, Chomper. Happy Gilmore, tweet FPV. Come on, Dan. Come on. Dan. Oh, the fucking keystrokes. Come on. You're better than that. Just kidding. Just kidding. Ramdonko says, I used an auto wire stripper along the wire and soldered the cap along the wire to help it turn around the frame. And all would this be effective in any electrical guise? Nothing blue. I think I know what you're saying. That sounds good. I think I know what you're saying, Ram. Tweet is no longer a mod. Hey, I didn't say it. All right, let's get this soldered up. Okay, cleaning the aging tip that I think I am going to replace at some point here. Although it's fine right now. I think that one night I was just doing a bad job cleaning it, which is why it was betraying me. Oh boy. Oh boy. No. I don't need that big of a blob, yo. Come on. There we go. That's better. Alright, let's get this zapped down real quick, and then we'll do it 3 more times. Okay, there's one, and now I'm going to get tweezers going for the rest. Who does number 2 work for? Oh boy, that was a beautiful little solder joint. That one was alright. That middle one though, oh, what a bucket of sex. We talk some shit on this stream. Hey boys! I just had to have this first one look as good as the middle one. Now they all look as good as one another. That's important. Alright. 1504 has been installed. I have high hopes for these murders. Let's throw a couple of quick screws in them here, just to keep it from flopping all around like an idiot. Get in there. Get in there, you little jerk. This could be, man, I hope these motors have enough. I hope these motors have enough, man. They're 9x9 mount. They're incredibly smooth running. Yeah, I really hope this is enough motor for this all-up weight, because this could be a lethal little setup. My fingers be crossed. The prisoner? What's the prisoner done? Ram. I guess I just got you started. The one thing you told me not to do. Okay, motor number 4 is next. And these front motors actually have screws in them. That's pretty great. I'm sorry, the front arms, rather, have screws in them. It's going to make my life a little bit easier. Okay, I just want to make sure I get these cut the exact right length. That might have been a little too short, but we'll see. It's a TV show. Okay. Brandon's Baked Beans says, I looked at, oh my god, his 250 frame on black box. What about it, Brandon? It's not bad. No noise under 200. Single resonance peak, mid 200s on one axis. Easy to let the dynamic notch take it out with standard RPM filtering setup. Nice. Is the peak bad enough that it makes sense to drop a little notch filter on there, or not really worth it? That's the setup I have now on my Glide. There's one like pretty defined peak at like 210, I think it is. So I just threw a little notch filter at from 200 to 220, just for a little bit of extra safety. I also wonder, did you build yours with with an AIO or with a 20x20 stack? When you build it with an AIO, you can put the arms above the base plate. I built mine like a jackass with a 20x20 stack, and the arms have to go below the base plate, which is kind of a pain in the ass because it means that the front arms aren't removable unless you pull the 20x20 stack. The reason I mention that is I wonder if that would have anything to do with, I wonder if that would affect the resonance at all. I doubt it. It doesn't, nothing about that makes any sense to me. But still makes me wonder. That's pretty cool. I know Tommy spent some time making sure that the frame didn't have any bad resonances. So I know he put a little bit of work in with somebody. Maybe just his team, Kelvin and I forget the new guy's name. But their little warehouse is coming along really well. If you guys don't follow Oh My God on Instagram, you really should, because you'll get to see the progress of them building the warehouse, which looks really, really cool. They're making some moves. They're going to be able to do in-house 3D, in-house carbon cutting, which is going to be really interesting. Because I think they'll be like the only place in the U.S. that's doing that kind of thing. CNC Madness is in North America, but they're up in Canada. I don't think anybody's cutting carbon stateside right now. And to have somebody as knowledgeable as him cutting it is even better. I don't know if he's announced that yet. I might have just let a little secret slip. So shh. Don't tell anybody. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Secret's safe with us. the only rule of being in the collective is you got to be able to keep secrets that I accidentally let out. Although I don't really get any of the good secrets. I don't get any of the juicy secrets. That's not true. I'm just much more careful about the juicy secrets. Alright, let's see how these 3 joints look, and they're terrific. Cool. 2 motors done. Let's get these screws in here. Oh boy. Oh boy, what the hell? Why are these so long? What the hell? Why? How did those get cut so long? What's happening here? This is way too much motor cable. What? How did I get this so wrong? I'm gonna have to redo this. I got it so wrong that I'm gonna have to redo it. That's frustrating. Christ, I thought I cut them too short. Okay. What the hell happened here? Alright, where do I need these to be? Wow, I cut them way the hell too long. And I also did a bad job cutting them straight, so let me get it right this time. There we go. That should be a lot better. But hey, at least I cut them too long, not too short, right? Kind of important. Let me just measure this up one more time. I mean, they're ever so slightly too long right now, but that's okay. Roboxon says, Cyclone FPV cuts frames in Texas. Nice, that's good to know. I didn't realize they had a thing. Brandon says, the peak is single and very narrow. It's only necessary to notch it if there's other peaks elsewhere, or if for some reason you didn't want to use RPM filtering. I'm helping another pilot. Very cool, Brandon. Very, very cool. Ramdango says it's a TV show. Jack Ladois says, have you tried the Steel Stout V4 motors yet? I have not, Jack, and I will not be. I think that charging $28 per motor is just kind of asinine. And quite honestly, I've heard so many complaints about durability of TBS motors that I just don't. I can't justify the cost, especially when, yeah, I feel like all I ever hear about TBS motors is, my God, they're so fucking fragile. So yeah, I don't really have any. Those two things are enough to keep me away from those motors. The T-Motor F40 Pro 4s are just awesome, and they might even be lighter. They're either the exact same weight or they're lighter. And at the rate that I destroy motors, it's going to make a big difference. A $25 motor versus a $28 motor. Christ, the special edition ones, the red ones, are like $30 a motor. It's ridiculous. So yeah, no real interest in a motor that's expensive. That's that expensive for me. But if you've got the money, you know, they're probably pretty good. I worry about the durability, and I haven't heard any feedback about them being durable. But typically when a motor is durable, you don't get a lot of feedback. The feedback that you get is, oh, this fucking thing broke. So it might be a good thing that that there hasn't been any feedback. You know what I mean? But I have no interest in them. Leadfingers says, we have 2 guys cutting carbon in Colorado right now. They're just small and basically just make frames for us local guys, LOL. Yeah, I tried to work with one of them, Leadfingers. I forget his name, but yeah, I tried to work with one of the guys in Colorado, and he never got back to me, and I kept messaging him and messaging him, and he just totally ghosted me, or whatever the kids are saying nowadays. So that was kind of disappointing. That was kind of, unfortunately, where the progress on my 3-inch frame ended. I got frustrated by that, and I kind of lost my momentum with it, and I haven't really thought about it ever since. Although no, around that same time is when Ryan Harold got in the mix, and he did cut a prototype for me, but he hasn't mailed it yet. He got really busy, and he hasn't mailed it out to me yet. So a little solder blob did just fall on this mat, and which has happened before, but this time it was a little bit bigger of a solder blob, and it did kind of burn the mat a little bit. It looks like it's okay, but I was wondering how this mat was going to deal with solder blobs, and now I guess I have my answer. It doesn't deal with it super well, but it doesn't deal with it super poorly either, so it's kind of fine. I'm still a fan of this neoprene FPV crate work mat. I just really like that it gives the components that you're working on a little bit of grip, and they don't slide around like they do on... What the fuck? What was that about? Why did that just pop off there? A little weird. Let me get some flux going here. Okay, let's try this again. There we go, that feels better. Hey, now we're talking. And then Ramdanko says, there must be so much room for this new industry with customer service. Some will blossom, some greed, and secret backing. Very interesting. Dracula laugh. What new industry? What are you talking about? Chomper says F40s all day, especially with the motor bell replacements. I wreck those son bitches frequently. Yeah, the fact that you can get F40 replacement bells now is kind of a game changer. Super Deluxe is having good luck so far. 15 to 20 flights. A couple crashes, no issues yet. Very cool. Just run hot on my setup. Oh my god, really? What the hell is that about? They shouldn't be running hot. Frank Nicholas says, when clean, silicone mats have grip also and are heat resistant. None of mine. I've had 3 different silicone mats, and none of them have really had any grip to them. I mean, I won't say any grip, but not enough grip. And certainly not as much grip as this neoprene-ish one. I don't know if this is actually neoprene or what, but... whatever the hell this top surface is, I really, really like it. Alright, one more here, and then we get to see if I cut these too short again. Which it looks like I may have, to be totally honest with you guys. I'm sorry, long. I might have cut these too long again. Let's see. Now we're good. We are good. Let's get this motor screwed down a little bit here. And we will move on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Don't be a jackass. Why is this... What the hell's going on? No, yeah, I did cut them too long. I know I should have removed a little bit more, but it'll be okay. There we go. There we go. Oh, wait, nope. That ain't it. We're still way the fuck off. Like, which one is screwed in? What the hell's going on here? What is happening? Why is this being such a prick? Stop it! Stop being all fakakta. What's happening? Hold on. Hold on! Why is this so fucking... What's the deal here? No, there it goes. There it goes. No. What? There it is. Okay. Couldn't get the motor line up right. That was weird. Now we're good. User error. 100% user error. Okay. Make sure we're not driving these screws into the windings. I might have on that one. Let me see. Oh, now we're good. Nah, yeah, we're fine. Alright, last one here. Always remember that some motors have more clearance to the windings than others. So whenever you're putting a new set of motors on, you always want to look for that. Always, always, always. So this one screw, for example, is ever so slightly too long, and it's pushing into the part of the winding that has the silicone on it. So it's probably fine, but I'm not going to find out the hard way. So I'm just going to go to a 1 millimeter shorter screw, and that'll take care of the problem. Ah, you fart bag. On the two outside screws, though, there's no windings above where the screw threads go above the base of the stator, so it's fine. But yeah, this one here, it does make sense to put a little shorter of a screw on. Alright, and it's always a little bit more confusing when you're using the little TPU arm guards, because they kind of squish a little bit. Yeah, that other one's good to go. And then this back motor, let me just check this one. Jesus, that's close. Huh. One screw is a little long. I'm actually going to use the tweezers to just push the winding up and away from it just a little bit. I just need a little tiny bit of clearance here. That should be enough. Yeah, it's fine. Now we're good. These are also the skinny arms. These are the 2.5 millimeter thick Rip Squeak arms, which is also why I'm running into that. Man, these motors are so smooth. Oh my god, I hope that they're good. I hope that they're good! Oh my god! Oh, shitbirds. Oh my god, come on now. Fucking keystroke's not working, sons of bitches. Leadfingers says, sorry to hear that. His cuts are fire, but he works on his own time. LOL. Yeah, I mean that's totally fine. It is all good. Remy Tim rightly says the whole purpose of the mat is to protect your desk from hot and sharp work utensils. Yeah, the goal is not to take its goal is to take the damage. There we go. There's some English. Yeah, and you know, I never find myself cutting anything on the mats. So it's like a mat like this where you can't cut on it. For me, it doesn't you know, there's no downside. Frank says the mats I've seen on streams were cutting mats, not silicone. Silicone mats are rubbery and not firm. I thought they were silicone cutting mats, aren't they? Whatever. I'm happy with this one. And this mat looks awesome. Those cutting mats, the grid on them just really makes this camera shit its pants, unfortunately. So I'm sticking with this mat. Chomper FPV bought one of the mats with screw management and it just dumps everywhere. Craig Saunders says, what is best temperature for a soldering iron after placing a motor on a bind and fly? It depends on what you're soldering, Craig. If you're soldering like a big ass, like 16 gauge, you know, like a motor, a battery lead, I'll go up to like 750, even 800 degrees. You're talking about replacing a motor, so I would do like 700 degrees. But yeah, it depends on the it basically depends on the thickness of the wire that you're soldering. As the wire gets skinnier, down to like 30 gauge, you can get away with dropping all the way down to like 650 degrees Fahrenheit. And then as the thickness of the wire increases, you're going to go up to 700, 750, even maybe 800. It also kind of depends on you, like how quick you are on the solder joint. So it's hard to give a blanket answer to that, but I leave my iron at 700, and that's a good, nice round number. So yeah, Ramzako says your mat makes your camera finally work. It does. Frank Nicholas with a link to the silicone work mat. Let's see if I can click the link properly for it to not hand grenade the computer. Oh, okay, the one with the little, yeah, Frank linked to one of the ones with the, all the little pockets for the screws. Yeah, those are interesting. I don't know. I'm not really interested in those. I've seen these a million times, and I'm always like, it's interesting, but not for me, I don't think. It's cool it's got a magnetic area. That's pretty neat. Yellow Captain says the primary key with soldering on a bind and fly is adding some leaded solder because the factory uses unleaded solder, which will not easily flow. Really good point. Really, really, really good point. Yeah, you're gonna want to tin the the new motor wires, and then you're gonna want to tin the pads. Add solder to the pads on the ESC, and then you'll have fresh solder on both. And yeah, that's going to help you out a lot. Really good call. Jordan Pilot says, mass of the tip is what makes a difference. Solder melts at a set temperature, making more heat damages more things. Change the tip to a large tip, and ESC should be a second. Yeah, large tips are nice. Just ask my girlfriend. Large tips are nice, but they make they make yeah, Brandon's, he says match the tips of the work. Yeah, if like a lot of times ESC pads aren't big enough for a large tip. Moving on. Moving on. Back to work. Back to work. Enough large tip talk. Before I get myself slapped. Oh, shit. Okay. So, this VHB might have a little bit of life left in it. Let me try to bring it back to life here. Sometimes if you apply heat to nice clean VHB, it'll get a little bit of its stickiness back. Not all the times, but sometimes. Let's see if this is one of the times. Nope. It is shot to shit. Okay, let's get this off and put some freshy on. And then we will knock out motor 1 here. Man, I'm getting hungry. What time is it? 4:38. Tough it out for another couple minutes. Ramzango says large tips take longer to heat up. Yeah, it does take me a while to heat up. Shit. Why am I such an 8-year-old? Why am I such a child? Because that, my friends, is the spice of life. Plenty of time to be old and moldy. I'm going to be a lunatic now while I still at least look like one. Okay, we got some fresh VHB on here. Let's get this stuck down. And I should really replace this one. This one is like legitimately a little too short. But I'm just not doing it. I'm not gonna let it win. Sometimes you just gotta take a stand. Oh man, these are both like definitely a little bit too short. I'm just not doing it though. I'm not gonna fucking... Not interested. Not interested. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Alright, let's get this right this time. Let's get this length right this time. So we're gonna back it off and then we're gonna scooch it forward a little bit. And then I'm just gonna notch this right there. And that should be about perfect. Okay. Hey. Oh, come on. How did that happen? That was odd. Oh, shitters. Von Base says, I need to build 2. Well, get on it, Von. This is your... I like to think of my live streams as like browbeating you guys into building, because I know most people don't really enjoy building and repairing. But if I'm doing it, you might as well do it too. You know what I'm saying? Let my pain inspire you. And get some nice build tips along the way. See what I did there? I said tips again. Not really on purpose. Ramdago says, are you using risers to not hit the TPU skids? No. I don't use motor risers. The motors just kind of clear them. I don't like the idea of raising the motors up at all with TPU. It adds deflection on inverted crashes where the motor bell hits the ground, and I don't think that's I don't think that's a good thing. It also adds unwanted soft mounting, which can actually cause problems. It can like change the vibration, change the frequency of the vibrations, I think. Yeah, it's just not good. The whole soft mounting motors thing has been sort of debunked a bunch of times now, and I've heard a couple smart people say that yeah, it could literally cause more problems than it solves. I've tried it a handful of times and it's never helped. I can't say it's ever made anything worse, but it's certainly never helped. So, and one of my other worries when I talk about deflection, my main worry there is that in a hard crash, it can basically break the mounting screws, because it's going to allow the base of the stator to make a little angle, and that angle can easily bend or break the motor mounting hardware, and I am not interested in that at all. Man, I should really replace these cables. They are definitely too short. Thank God I didn't put this into the V2 frame, or I would have needed to rewire all of these race wires. So yeah, eventually when I put this thing into the V2 frame, I will redo the wires that go from the ESC to the race wires, because they are definitely going to be too short for the V2 frame. Alright, last one. Okay. All right, motor number 1 is done. Throw a couple screws in it. Ouch, just burned my finger a little bit. And I want to use these little guys, this little guy, and I gotta grab another one because I used one of them on the front. So they look like M2x4. Man, I can never get into these little fucking containers. Nah, they're M2x5. Yeah, they are. I just put a whole bunch of them away. M2x5, and I'm gonna grab another extra one because I'm probably gonna need to put that up front. Just like I did on the other side. Whoever's leaving, thanks for hanging. Hope you learned a little something here. Got some enjoyment in your day. Alright, so let's see. This is the one that's kind of close, right? Yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna replace that with an M. Let's crank it and see what happens. I think it's fine, but I don't know. I always get weirded out when the mounting screws start to come anywhere near the windings. It's just creepy. Let's see what that looks like. That one's fine. That one's touching. So I do need to replace this one with an M2x4. Glad I caught that. This is an M2x5. This is an M2x5 as well. I need an M2x4 like this little guy. Jesus Christ, this is magnetic. Very magnetic. Why won't this? Come on now. Get out of here. Oh yeah, M2x4 all day. M2x4 for life. I'm actually gonna use more than one. I am going to, because yeah, that's got the little piece of silicone right there. So here we go, and I think I might replace one of the other screws on the other side with an M2x4 as well. Just to make sure I don't run into any weirdness. Yeah. Even when there's the silicone, like there's a chance that the silicone can split or any number of weird things. It's always better to get a screw on there that's not pushing so far into that's not pushing at all through the end of the stator base. There we go. Alright, problem solved. Although maybe I'll replace this one as well. No, it's just got so much clearance on this side. God, it's hard to see in there. No, you know what? It's not worth finding out the hard way. I'm just going to swap it out. I hate to do this because then I've got like different length on different parts of the arms and like I got to try to remember that. But whatever, it's fine. I usually remember and catch myself. Okay. That's now good to go. This can go back over here. What's up, Bob Noxious? How are you? Ramdago says, could you tell me the height? What? Could you tell me the height from to your motors? I have no idea what that means, Ram. Your keyboard is failing you again. Espander says, hey, how are you today? I'm good, brother. How about yourself? Drone Pilot says, you'd be far better off using silicone dampening grease than ever soft mounting a motor. The dampening grease simply stops noise on larger rigs, but not by much. Either logs barely see it. Yeah, I have the grease. I haven't used it yet, but I do have it. Height from your frame, Dylan Mark says. I don't know what that means either, Dylan. Height from your frame. Height from the frame to what? Superlux says, do we get a test flight at the end today? No, because I gotta set everything up. I gotta bind everything. I don't have it in me to do that. I'm exhausted, man. I'm actually thinking about wrapping it up right now, and I gotta take a little nap. Yeah, I'm tired, boy, today. Tired, the boy, today. Get some. I also need to get some food. Maybe once I eat, I'll feel a little bit better. But yeah, I'll get this up in the air this week. I got a bunch of that shit to do on a couple different rigs. I got a couple rigs that are ready to go up in the air. I just need to get them bound, get the software all updated and spun up and shit. Maybe we'll do beta flight Monday or something like that, and we'll do a bunch of that like either tomorrow or Wednesday or some shit. But yeah, I need a little time. I also need to get some of the cinematic footage over to the guys. They're doing editing today, so I need to free up the internet here as soon as I can, so that I can transfer these files for these guys from the gig that I did on for Thursday, which was another fun one. I mean, they're always fun. It's hard to go fly anything and not have fun, let alone flying around subjects and shit. That's super fun for me, in my opinion. In my yeah, for me, not in my opinion, for me. Different things are different fun for different people, and that's okay. Ugh. Ramdanko says, bloody blee board. Height from frame to motors. Dusty Joe says, bucket. Yeah, we'll do the bucket hat this week. Not today. Not today. Keep reminding me, though. I still don't know what you mean, Ram. Like, like, what are you trying to figure out? Like, what are you trying to figure out? Height from frame to motors, like height from. So there's like different points on the frame. Like there's the top. What are you looking for? Like what are you trying to figure out? That'll help me get to the bottom of the question. Are you trying to like calculate prop line or something like that, or like tell me what you're trying to do? That'll help. You know, like this is a removable arm frame, so the top of the base plate is on a different plane than the top of the arms, right? So I don't know if you're talking about top of the base plate or top of the arms. And then like when you say to the height of the motor, like what do you mean? Like the top of the motor, or like the bottom of the bell where the stator windings are? Or like, are you talking about the stator base in some way? Ah, shit, the silicone got pulled. Ah, there we go. Just managed to sneak it back a little bit. What the hell happened here? Hold on. How did that happen? There we go. Okay. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Close enough. I might have lost one little strand, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's get this tinned up, zapped on, throw a couple screws on it, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Go get a snack, and probably put on a little show and just relax a little bit. Maybe sneak a little nap in. A little Sunday afternoon nap. Never hurt nobody. A little bit of self-care. Sometimes you just need to take a goddamn nap. No shame in it. My dad is a fucking nap fiend, man. It's definitely where I get it from. He's most days when he used to, before he retired, when he used to work, he would come home from work and he would just nap right away. He would just go downstairs, put the TV on, and he always had a super comfy Lazy Boy recliner. He would just put the fucking feet up, put the foot part up, and just go to sleep for like an hour. Remember that. It was like most days that's what that would be the deal. I would know not to disturb him. I cut these too fucking long, didn't I? I did it again, I think. My dad's the best, man. I mean, both my parents are the best. Very, very lucky. Very, very, very lucky to have such cool parents. Such supportive, caring, awesome parents. I was a pretty easy kid, though, to be honest. Never really got into trouble. I did what I was told. But, I mean, when you have parents that good, I mean, that's kind of what happens, you know? You don't, like, you know, when your parents are awesome, you don't like have to do bad shit to get attention. You just sort of get attention when you need it. And you get left the hell alone when you need to be left alone. Pretty cool. Super, super lucky. For sure I am. What's really cool is that Maggie is like an amazing parent. It's really incredible to watch. Yep, I cut him too fucking long again. God damn it. I'm not redoing it. I'm just this motor is just gonna look like shit. It's fine. Yeah, she's amazing. It's incredible. Oh, god damn it. These are too long. So one of these is going to be okay, but the other one's going to have to get changed out. So let's see. Let's see which one it is. Is this one poking through already? I mean, it is, but it's totally fine. I'm going to swap it out anyway. This one next to it, there's nothing for it to hit, so this one can stay. And yeah, that one can stay. But this one's got to get swapped out, and I guess I might as well swap the other one out while I'm at it. Superlux says, recommend a charcuterie spread board for snacking. That's too much work. I'm going to get something horrible. I'm going to eat something horrible for me, guaranteed. Horrible for me, but quick. And then Lazy Man Adventures of Lazy Man. I don't know what I'm going to watch. It's either I'll probably watch Top Gear. I love falling asleep to Top Gear because I've like been through the season so many times. Oh, this looks fucking awful. Ugh. Oh, I hate this. Oh, it looks so bad. Ugh. Gross. Yeah, I love falling asleep to Top Gear. I used to fall asleep to Top Gear every single night when I lived alone in New Jersey. It was so good. Yeah, and I'm going to swap this one out here too for an M2x4. But yeah, man, seeing her like parenting style and just the way that she treats the kids with respect and like gives them just the right amount of freedom, man, it is so cool. I am so like enamored. It's wild. And I don't know, maybe it's just because like I have no frame of reference, but I feel like I do. Because I've known lots of people that are parents before, and yeah. And like her kids are amazing for it. I'm just totally, I'm all in, boys and girls. I'm all fucking in. And it's really, really nice. Really, really, really nice. I'm a lucky dude. Alright, so we are good. Motors are on. It looks like a quad again. I can throw the top plate on it if you guys really want me to. I mean, I kind of might as well. Give you the full McGillinutty. I do need to throw a little zip tie on here to hold this schlip schlap on the bing bong. You know what I mean? But other than that, this is pretty much good to go. I am going to do one thing real quick. I am going to move this cable onto the other side of this little wiring harness that's going to the VTX, just because I really want to make sure that there's enough slack on here, because it does look like it's starting to kind of pull, which I do not want. Do not want. So let me take this and I'm going to unplug it real quick here. Come on. Okay, and then we're going to go under here. Take this guy and go under. Come on, jerk. Get under there. Get under there, you little grundly bastard. Come on, Grundle. There we go. That's what I want. I want this guy to be under here. Come on. Come on back. There we go. That's what I want. And... Jesus, stop it! Get in there. Come on. Don't fuck with me. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Okay, cool. This little wire bundle has just enough movement, and I can kind of finagle that a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Even better. Ooh, even better. There we go. That just reduced the little bit of tension that was on there. Cool. Okay, that makes me feel better. All right, so yeah, this is good to go. I'm gonna throw this on. I'm gonna throw the top plate on it, and we'll throw it. No, it's useless to throw it on a scale. There's no reason to do that. It's I don't have the props on. I don't have the battery on. I don't have anything. But no reason not to just throw this top plate on real quick. So yeah, Rip Squeak number 3, motherfuckers. Superlux says Grand Tour versus Top Gear opinions. The true Top Gear to me is from seasons like 6 or so to season 11 or so. It's when they started to get funding, but they didn't have so much funding that like... So they started to get funding so that they could do cool shit, but they didn't have so much money that they could do like crazy stuff. And like what comes with doing crazy stuff is a lot of like pre-planning. So from season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or so, it's still very off the cuff and very like genuine and real. And there is some budget, so it's not like total shoestring bullshit. But yeah, so it's like kind of the perfect mix. as the seasons went on into the 20s, it just, yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of genuine stuff, but, like, it's surrounding kind of pre-planned stuff. And then, you know, that just kind of continued with the Grand Tour. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love the Grand Tour, and it's great. But, yeah, in the middle of the Top Gear run, that to me is peak Clarkson, Hammond, May. There it is! What's making that noise? Whatever. Couple little things to do. Throw a couple little zip ties on here, zip tie on there. But for the most part, Rip Squeak number 3 is done. And on 1504s, they all spin nice and freely. Happy days are here again, boys and girls. This will be up in the air this week. And then, yeah, I'll have some flight footage to show you guys. Hopefully these motors are amazing. I'll also test the motors out with the prop guards on them. Ramdanko says, you mean the Blimbu Boblick length, of course. Dylan Merck says, looking good. Super Deluxe says, Sex, Marry, Kill, Clarkson haven't made. Oh, God. I mean, I guess Sex would probably be Hammond, because he's the shortest, so in theory he's got the littlest PP to hurt me the least. And then absolutely marry May. Live forever with James May. So I guess I'd have to kill Clarkson. Which would probably... yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense, because Clarkson gets a lot of hate from people for not being green, like eco-friendly. So, and I pride myself on being as eco-friendly as possible, so I guess it makes sense. Ramdango says, they're all assholes. Clarkson Farms, I plowed through that shit. Watch it. Yeah, I was all over Clarkson's farm from like day one. So good. Really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. Vern Kelks with the last comment of the night. Of the day, rather. He says, sorry, I'm late. What did I miss? Crashed QAVS Mini and broke both rear arms. Can't get the fuckers UK side. Man, I knew those rear arms on the QAVS Mini were going to be weak. I'm assuming you've got the 4-inch one if you broke both of them. All right, people. I love you all so very much. Thank you to everybody that did Super Chats. Remember, join the Patreon if you can. Helps me out a ton. $3 a month, 10 cents a day. Well worth it. You'll get actual notifications when I live stream. And, yeah, you can hang out. Look at that. 2 of them. 2 of them bitches. Look at that. Woo! All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Here's a little bit more flying from Lockdown. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern. Not a giveaway night tomorrow night, so we'll do like Micro Monday or some shit like that. Yeah, maybe we'll do Micro Monday, do some setup. I gotta do setup on both of these guys. So, see you guys tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. Here comes some flying. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Which means sky is the limit, because I do some wacky shit. Here you go. Later.
What have you been flying DJI? Come on.